Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Colin. Colin's from Florida in the USA. So let's see what Colin has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello. Hello Colin, how are you?
Very well, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much. Thanks for taking the time to do the interview with me. Thank you.
Definitely, I'm really I'm appreciative that you reached out to me specifically. I feel flattered.
Very good. So before we start the game, tell me, where are you from?
Currently, I live in St. Pete, Florida, but I'm originally from Niagara Falls, New York.
Okay, and how long have you been living there for?
I moved here about a month ago. Previously, I was a flight attendant for JetBlue, and I was living in Sarasota, Florida, so about an hour south.
Oh, I see. So you're originally from New York?
Correct, yes.
Wow. And what do you miss the most about New York so far?
New York is definitely my friends and family, but second to that is the food. You cannot beat the food at Buffalo.
So you said that you are a flight attendant?
Correct, yeah. I was a flight attendant for JetBlue for 7 years, and then I hung up my wings, and then I'm bartending downtown now.
Okay. And what do you like the most about being a flight attendant?
I love the ability to connect with a variety of people from all different cultures, backgrounds. You got to spend 4 more days with individuals to really get to know them on a deep personal level, and then you would turn around and then get to do this again and again and again and again. So I was able to meet pretty much hundreds and hundreds of people from all over the United States, and some people lived all over the world. Would commute into work, and then we would take care of the masses, and then move on.
Very good, very good. Okay, Colin, so welcome to William and the Magic Box. I love the box, full of random fun questions, okay? So I'm just gonna play some music now, just for us to get a bit in the mood before the first question. Ready?
Okay, yes.
Let's do it. Yes, I like your moves. Let's go for the first question. The first question is, what does success mean to you?
Success is to be admired by your friends, family, and peers. Success to me means that people look up to you, not only for love and support, but as guidance.
Absolutely. Great, good one. Second question, let's do it. Right, before the next question, can you tell me, let's say a funny or a crazy story that happened to you when you were a flight attendant? Something that you cannot forget at all?
I think my favorite story about being a flight attendant definitely was this character that was flying from Boston to LA. It was my second flight. I was still living in Long Beach, California for that. It was a long red-eye turn, and this gentleman decided that it was a good idea to take acid before he started his rehab experience in LA. And
Wow.
he was hinting, singing, acting rowdy. I'll never forget, because the 2 flight attendants, one worked for TWU, the other one was brand new like me. And so none of us really knew exactly what to do, and just really all working together. But that gentleman, I'll never forget, he looked just like my dad. Polo shirt, khakis, loafers, and completely out of his mind.
Wow, but in the end, you kind of managed to take control of the situation?
Yeah, we all had to handcuff him, and then we put him in the back row. But up until that process, all of us had to really come together to figure out exactly how to facilitate this process. But that was definitely unbelievable, and I should have known how my career would have went after that flight.
And the flight was full as well, or was kind of empty?
Luckily, there was a few empty seats, so we were able to readjust people and then have him have his own row to calm down and get us to LA.
Very interesting. Wow, I'll be so scared. Okay, next question for you is, what would your theme song be if you had your own show?
I really appreciate and love 90s alternative So I guess I'm torn between two of my favorite songs. It would either be Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve, which is always fave, or it would be 32 Flavors by Ani DeFranco, which is also heartfelt and definitely touching. Definitely like two songs that describe me pretty well.
Very good, very good. Let's go for another one. Let's do it. Next question for you, Colin. When have you been the most happy?
I would say, luckily, right now I'm the most happy. I'd say I'm the most free. I feel the most comfortable with myself. I feel the most in touch with where I'm at, what I want, what I'm doing, and who I am as a person. So it took 20 years to get here.
Very good, very good. Wow, I can feel your vibe, your smile. It says a lot. Another question. By the way, did you always have long hair?
No, I grew up my hair, I think it was like 2 years ago. Other than that, I mean, in high school I had the Bieber, but I always had short cropped hair. But I decided to grow it out and I like it better long. It's the Florida beach vibe.
Yes, I was looking. I was like, oh my God, amazing. I was looking some pictures on your profile. I was like, wow, that's what the beautiful, beautiful hair. Very nice. Next question for you is, what was your worst wardrobe mistake?
I guess my worst wardrobe mistake, ironically, was when I just moved into this apartment. I went out with all of my girlfriends to go dancing and thought that the shorts were loose enough and are fitting enough to be able to pull a split in the middle of the bar, and torn the complete crotch out of my shorts. So then we all had to decide at that moment, I'm like, do we stay and keep dancing or do we go home? And luckily I had enough gumption. I was like, do you wanna know what? We can just keep dancing. Those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter.
That's funny.
Yeah, now those shorts are framed in a shadow box at my friend's apartment. She goes, this is the perfect Colin memory. I get to look at every time I leave.
Very good, very good. I like that. Another question for you, Colin. Right, before the next question, so why did you move to Florida? Was it just an option? You just felt like living over there?
I was 20 years old. I had lived in New York City and I had lived in New Jersey at this point. I grew up in Niagara Falls and I had an opportunity to move down to Florida to work at a restaurant and be closer to my grandma. So I decided, why not spend my time in sunny Florida instead of living in a winter wonderland. So that was pretty much one of the best decisions that I've made in the entirety of my life.
I see. And your parents all back in New York?
Yeah, my whole family is still in my hometown. It's called Lewiston, so my whole family is still there. But luckily they come visit, because it's better to come visit Florida.
And do you have siblings as well?
Yeah, I'm the oldest of 5. So my brother's my Irish twin. We're 9 months apart. He's in the Air Force. My sister, she just turned 17. My brother's 15, and my other brother's 8. So a wide range.
Wow, long, big family.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we're all really close, so it's very nice.
That's very good. Okay, next question for you is, if you had only 24 hours of life, what would you do?
Oh, wow. I would definitely get on a flight straight to Europe, and I guess I would probably go to Amsterdam, and then that's my favorite place I've ever visited. So I would go straight to Amsterdam and live life to its fullest, for sure.
Wow.
Food, culture, art, fun.
How many times have you been there?
I've been to Amsterdam 4 times. I usually take a trip once a year and I'll backpack around, and it seems that Amsterdam is the perfect place to start because everyone is super friendly. You get to adjust to the culture abroad, and they all speak English, so it's a great starting point to then venture from there.
Absolutely. I think Amsterdam, I remember the first time I've been there, it was a long time ago, and my best friend, actually, one of my best friends, he lives in Helmond. It's like 1 hour by car from Amsterdam. And I remember the very first time when I was there, I was like, oh my God, I feel that I could be anything here. I could just be myself, and I wouldn't feel judged or anything. People don't point me or look at me in a different way. So yes, the very first time when I was there, I had this very like big impression that, oh wow, I can be free here.
Yeah, that's why I love it. That was the first place I ever went abroad. I'll never forget. I was 21. I had just turned 21, and I booked a flight straight to Amsterdam. I didn't really have a plan, and ended up having the best backpacking trip ever. But I was one of the first people in my whole family to go abroad. So it was a huge jump. It was a huge step, but it was totally worthwhile, and definitely changed the trajectory of what I assume a vacation to be.
Yes, sure. It was winter time or was summertime at the first time when we went there?
It was in September because I ended up going to Oktoberfest. So it was in September. The weather was, I would say the weather was not the best, but it reminded me of Seattle or Portland, but the scenery was breathtaking.
I see. Very good. Another question for you. Let's do it. Next question for you, Colin. Right, what are the top 3 things on your bucket list?
3 things on my bucket list. Have a baby.
Nice.
Get married, and I would say go to Antarctica.
Which one do you think would be the first one to happen?
Antarctica. Seems most feasible as a single man.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Right, another question for you. Right, next question for you. Right, what makes you feel discouraged?
I feel discouraged, I guess, when I am being judged and or disappointing anybody around me. I typically feed off of helping others and being connected to others. So when that's not reciprocated and or I am disappointing somebody, it really truly breaks my heart.
And when was the last time that you had this feeling, if you can share?
I think the last time I had this feeling, I would say when my ex and I guess, broke up for a multitude of different things, but it was just best for us to part ways. So I know that looking back, it was the best thing that happened to either of us, but at the time, that disappointment with myself and the experience, I think, definitely made me think twice about really what I want, what other people want, and how you connect with others, so you can refrain from doing that again.
Cool. And have you already took like a positive message out of the situation?
Oh, definitely. The positive message, you just have to be clear and concise in what you want, who you are, because if you're not sure on what you're looking for and you're dragging somebody along for the experience, that's not fair to them, and it's also not fair to yourself.
Very good. Wow, what an answer. I love that. Another question for you, Colin. Right, you're talking about relationship. I believe you are gay.
Correct, yes.
Yeah? Did you always have the support of your family being gay?
I would say luckily growing up, my mom and my grandmoms, they all knew since I came out of the womb. My mom was joking around, she goes, since you were 2, I knew that you were special. She goes, I worried about how difficult your life would be in comparison to all of your other siblings, but you really have risen above the cultural expectations of what it is to be a gay man. So they're all very proud, they were all very supportive. They knew that growing up in a super small town, it was going to be difficult, but they definitely had my back and made sure I got through to graduation and off I went.
Very good. Wow. Right, next question for you is, what makes you feel very sentimental?
I guess sentimental, anything that is given with purpose. I find that things don't have to cost a lot to mean a lot. So when somebody says, this really made me think of you, or that means they went out of their way, that means I'm on their mind, and something precious means something to me now because it's a reflection of what they think I am to them. if that makes sense.
It does a lot, absolutely. I think sometimes this little touch, this little gesture as well, it just means a lot. I think nowadays, the world is going in such a faster way that when somebody does something like very simple or a little gesture, you just go like, wow, you had time to do that, or you had time to think about that. I think it's a good feeling. I agree with you. Another question for you. Are you enjoying the show?
I love this. Yeah, I love this opportunity to share my viewpoint and get to connect with you. I've never been to the UK, ironically, but it's definitely on the list of things to do.
It's so close from Amsterdam. Next time you just kind of get a plane. It's like 40 minutes on the plane where you're in London. Very easy.
Yeah, I have to hit the islands, Ireland, Scotland, and England for sure. That was on my next list of things to do until COVID, but now things are opening back up, so now it's time.
Let me know. I'll be here.
Okay.
I'll show you around.
Okay.
Next question. Right. Let's get another question for you. When was the last time that you laughed so hard that made you cry?
We have a weekly game night with all of my friends. We're very close. We're all around the same age. We all have the same kind of mentality. So we play this game called Jackbox Party, specifically Quiplash, in which you write answers in to fill in the blank. It's a very fun game. Every time we play this game, we're always running laughing where all of us are crying. But typically, in my life, I would say if I don't have a belly laugh at least once a day, then that's A, shocking, but B, that means I need to make sure I get out and go do something there to bring joy for sure.
Nice. And your best friends, they live as well in Florida, or they're back in other parts?
They live down in Sarasota. So I met them down an hour south, so I just get in my car, go see them for a night, and then come back.
Very good. Another question. Right, I can see this beautiful picture behind you, this frame. Is you painted or not?
Oh, I did not paint this. I found it. I do paint. I love art and culture. I find it important to express yourself. I have done paintings similar to this one, but I did not paint this one myself.
Okay. I was just curious.
I could take claim to that.
Right, Colin, do you have any pet peeves?
My biggest pet peeve is dishonesty. I think integrity is all that everybody has, and once someone lies to me, then I really don't have anything else to do with or for them. That's a trait I got from my grandmother I'm really close with. She goes, Colin, your integrity is all you have. She goes, money comes and goes, things come and go, the only thing you have is your integrity. So if somebody makes you question your integrity or you question theirs, there's no question but to move on from that situation.
A sign underneath. Next one. Okay, Colin. When do you think sometimes about your hometown? It's called Lewiston, your hometown. Yeah. What's the first memory that comes to your head when you think about it?
When I think about Lewiston, I think about Art Park. Art Park. It's a concert venue. It's beautiful. There's a gorge you can hike. You get to go down to the waterfront. You can see Niagara Falls right from there. You can see Canada. So it's the most beautiful hike park, and it's amazing that that's what my hometown can offer. And I've had great memories there, great concerts. I saw Pat Benatar. I've seen Sheryl Crow. Big headliners have all come to my small town, which to me makes me super proud that now they get to see what we're all about.
I'll tell you something now. I might have been in your city, actually, in your hometown. Do you know why? Because I went to Canada. The first time I went to Canada was a few years ago, 4 years ago, actually. My best friend lives in Montreal. And I was exploring Niagara Falls, and we had a tour in some of small towns around, but I'm not sure if it was America or Canada. But I remember we had a whole day trip. No, actually, it was America, USA, I think. I don't remember the name of the city, but I remember you were around and you could see Niagara Falls from there. It was very close by. So I'm not sure. My God, I'm curious.
How amazing would be if you were.
Maybe, oh my God, maybe I've already been there in your city. Oh my God, it would be so coincidence, amazing. I had such a great time there. It was amazing, like the Niagara Falls, and it was beautiful. I spent the whole day just exploring around. It was amazing 4 years ago.
Great. Yeah, I
Good
love that.
memory, good memories. Right, next question is, where are you planning to go for your next holidays?
My next holiday, I believe I am going to go to the Philippines. I'll probably make it a multi-country hop. So the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. I've not been to Southeast Asia, and it's been something on the top of my mind and on my list. I have friends from each that I've really connected with, so I think it'd be great to see where they came from, where their parents are originally from, and understand their culture as much as I've understood Western culture.
Cool, very good. So for sure. How is the situation, by the way, over there regarding the coronavirus? How is the thing over there?
I would say Florida has not participated in the same way the rest of the United States has. It's been very open pretty much the whole entire time. So my family in New York has had a very different COVID experience from what I experienced. And luckily, you can go to the pool, you can go to the bar, you can go to the restaurant, take precaution, but I would say the current climate here in Florida is very easygoing, and we've seen a lot of tourism continued, luckily, which is our huge economy. People from Texas or from New York or Massachusetts, they've all been coming down. So it helps out with the service industry, which I appreciate.
For sure. Next question for you. By the way, you're saying that you work in a bar. Tell me, what's your favorite cocktail?
My favorite cocktail is definitely the Old Fashioned. I love bourbon. It's a nice, clean, neat drink. It's a sipper for sure, but you have to put like a lot of heart and energy into it because one extra splash of bitters and it could turn the whole drink upside down.
I see. My favorite one is pina colada. A bit boring for you, maybe.
That's like my favorite drink to get on a cruise.
Yeah, yes. Go to the beach, doesn't have pina colada, sweet and hot, so it's a good one. I love it. Right, next question for you is, if you could sit down with yourself when you were 13 years old, which advice would you give to yourself at the time?
I would tell myself, you already have a decent understanding of who you are and what you want. Stay true to that. Don't stay in a job, don't stay in a relationship, don't stay in a friendship that you know is not working for you just to appease others. You really have to take care of yourself first, and then you can take care of people second. I would say be a little less selfless and a little more self-aware.
Very good. Wow. Next question for you, Colin. Let's do it. Right. Next question for you is, okay, if you met someone sad in the street, yeah, what would you say to this person?
If somebody was sad in the street, I definitely would ask if everything was okay, if there was something that they needed, if this was something that was fixable, or this was something that I could personally be involved with. Sometimes people just want to talk, some people just want to be distracted, some people just want to hug, but mostly people just want to be heard. So to be able to open yourself up for the reality of the situation, I think is extremely important.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Sometimes when people with some people sad or even like crying or like having a really downtime, sometimes you just want maybe to be visible, to be kind, you know, and okay, I'm here, or somebody's pay attention to me. It happened to me as well. I remember once I saw somebody sad, and I was passing by, I was like, oh my God, should I come and just check if they're okay or something? And I just came to just check if everything's fine, you know, the kind of away the person, no, I'm fine, thanks for checking. And I felt good. I felt like, oh, I think this person appreciates as well. And I could see that sometimes you just need to see, you know what I mean, if you can approach or if you can go, okay, you know, just to give this genuine approach.
Exactly. I think being genuine and even just giving a genuine smile. Sometimes if you just look at somebody that's sad and you just smile at them and you just tell them, hey, it's going to be okay, it all comes out in the wash. I always tell everybody, then it kind of changes their disposition, because sadness is kind of contagious, but also sadness can like build on itself. So if you don't get to sidetrack your sadness, then it'll just consume you, and it'll continue for, I guess, the rest of your day.
Absolutely. Next question for you. Tony, you are very easy answering questions. My God, it's just like one after another, very easy. So tell me, so you're saying that you painting as well. You like painting. You always liked it?
Pardon?
You always liked it, painting, or it just
I always like painting, but I like art in every form. I think that I prefer photography because it's more instant gratification in a beautiful way. Painting does take a lot of time and patience, and there's no guarantee in a painting that it's going to come out successful. So sometimes it's a little more difficult, but when it comes to photography, then that seems, like I said, instant gratification, which everybody loves.
Yes, I agree with you. Right, next question for you is, what's the most scary thing that happened to you?
So the scariest moment that ever happened to me was we had taken off. We were heading from Fort Lauderdale to Puerto Rico. The flight was full and we had reached 40,000 feet. I remember looking at the girl in the back of the cabin I was working with and saying, man, you really don't look well and I don't feel well. I think I'm gonna get sick. And then all of a sudden the plane dropped. We had not pressurized, so all of us had lost oxygen. And then we found out one of the engines had failed too, and none of the oxygen deployed. So we circled the islands. It was funny, I never turned my phone in airplane mode, so every time we passed the Bahamas, it would say, welcome to the Bahamas. So that's how I know how many times we had done circles around. And because we had just taken off, we had all this fuel to burn. And then my number one, she had become incapacitated because she knocked herself out. So then the pilot picked me to be the lead flight attendant on that flight. Then he said, we have to circle for the next hour and a half, turn off the Wi-Fi, turn off the TV, start prepping the cabin. And so at that moment, then I realized how serious the situation was and realized that maybe this was gonna be it. It was like a story that everyone talks about or like you hear about, but you never expect it's gonna happen to you. So then that was the most awakening flight I've ever had, or moment, I would say.
Oh, wow. And in the end, of course, and everything ends well. And after you're an hour and a half around, you just kind of managed to land and things start going.
You can fly and land with one engine. There was something else that was wrong with the plane that made it to be a critical situation. There was like a multi-layered, it was like anything that could have gone wrong was going wrong. But in the end, the pilot was able to land. We got off the plane in Fort Lauderdale. Everybody was safe. Some of the passengers had to go to the hospital because of lack of oxygen and/or things falling on them. The one flight attendant who got knocked out, she had to definitely go to the hospital. But I'd say overall, as bad as the situation was, it did go the best way it could have, in my opinion.
Very good. Right, I have 3 questions left for you.
Okay.
Let's do it. Right, Colin. Next question for you is, tough one. If you could do something illegal without getting caught, what would you do?
I guess I would rob a bank. And
Me too.
Because essentially you're not really hurting anybody but the economy in that institution. And it would be such a large sum of money that it would not only be beneficial to me, but friends, family. I'd probably start a small business. So in the end, the ends would justify the means of me robbing a bank.
It come for a good reason. I'm just trying to help people out. That's it. I just changed my life. I want to help people out. That's it.
Exactly, like Robin Hood.
Yeah. Right, 2 questions left. Let's do it. All right. Next question is, do you have an ability that you think no one has or you never met before?
I would say I do have a special ability to connect with others that I would say is stronger than others that I've met. And my ability, I guess, my grandma said I always had an ability to stand out in a crowd. She goes, out of everybody, there's only a handful of people you'll notice walking the street that really will strike you and or you'll remember or they stand out. She goes, you're luckily one of these people. And she goes, it means more than just being attractive. She goes, you have to have something within you that's magnetic. And so she goes, not that you're like the one and only, but she would say, and I would agree, that definitely my ability to stand out and or connect beyond a normal measurable amount is my specialty, I guess I would say.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Colin, I have the last question for you now. Let's do it. Before the last question, you're saying that you're close to your grandmother, yeah?
Yeah.
If I would ask her now, if I would ask you, what's the most memorable lesson you learned from her so far? What that would be?
My Nanny Sue, I would say, was the most strong woman that I know, and she was so self-assured in herself and her beliefs that it really taught me how to say what you mean, say what you feel, and say it with integrity and honesty. Some people would say she was blunt and or harsh, but at least you always knew where you stood with her, even if it was good, bad, or ugly. There was no confusion, which is a huge takeaway for me because people say that I'm very direct, which has two sides of the same coin. It's either good or bad, however you look at it. But I think that was a great life lesson that she taught me.
Great. What's your star sign, just for curiosity?
I'm a Scorpio.
Me too.
You are? Yes.
Which day?
Scorpios always have Scorpios.
Which day?
Oh, I'm November 9th.
I'm November 17th. So
You are?
yeah. When you're saying about
happy birthday.
yeah, it's funny when you're saying that your grandmother said about you get attention wherever you go in a room, people can see you. Actually, somebody told me that once as well. They said that this lady told me once a long time ago. She said, William, Scorpio, it doesn't matter if you are in a party, if you are in an event, anything, whatever you are, you don't need to even say anything, but people, they're gonna spot you somehow. They're gonna say, okay, it's like the curiosity about Scorpio. They say that Scorpio is very private. They say that Scorpio has two lives. So that life that you show off and the one that you have in private. So I think that's what intrigues people, around. Somebody told me that once. When you mentioned, I said, he might be Scorpio.
Yeah, most people can guess I'm a Scorpio.
Yes. Right, the last question for you is, good one. What's the most difficult thing have you ever done?
The most difficult thing I've ever done, I would say, was leaving my fiance when I was 25. I was like in a very toxic relationship. I felt really stuck, alone. At that point, I was very insecure. I wasn't sure where I was going, what I was doing. And I think talking with family and friends and getting support and realizing my self-worth, I think that really changed also how I live and what I do, but I'll never forget that experience and what it took to get out of it.
Oh, you're in a better place now, for sure.
Yes, definitely. Fun and free.
Okay, Colin, let's play now the word association game. So I'm going to give away some words, and you just have one word that comes to your mind, okay?
Okay.
Let's start with life.
Adventure.
Love.
Consistency.
Money.
Things.
Family.
Sport.
Sex.
Intimacy.
Politics.
Trickery. I guess.
Religion.
Spirituality.
Friendship.
Closeness.
Regret.
Sadness.
Desire.
Hope.
Success.
Pride.
Wish.
I think that I would say that's desire or hope as well. I think they go hand in hand.
Okay, how about happiness?
Joy.
Okay, and if I say Lewiston, what would you say? One word.
I would say chicken wings. I don't know.
Right, and the last one now, Florida.
Sunshine.
Good, very good. Right, let's pretend now I'm going to have a coffee with your best friends, and I'm going to ask your best friends, tell me the most beautiful thing about Colin, and tell me something that he needs to improve on. What do you think your best friends will tell me?
They would say I have to work on moderation because I'm a very all-in or all-out person, and they often tell me, Colin, you have to stop being so black and white, hover more towards the gray area. But they would also say as a positive, they call me Mama Hanns. That's my last name is Hanns, but they call me Mama Hanns because they always say you're the caretaker, you're the most selfless person we know, you're the most caring person we know. You're always supportive, you're always there, you're always attentive, you always bring what we need when we don't even know what we need because that's how forward thinking you are. So it's a nice feeling. They even gave me like a mug and like had put my name on it. So every time I drink out of it, it like gives me a tickled pink feeling.
Oh, that's beautiful, very beautiful. That's what Scorpio, you see? Scorpio, totally. Right, let's play now, Colin, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question, okay? Okay, Colin, you can ask me a question now.
Okay, if you could meet anybody dead or alive and get to spend the whole day with them, who would it be?
Right, would be so many people. My God, my God, my God. But actually, I'm gonna pick someone that's actually before I start the shooting. I was doing some editing, some other interviews I did in the past, and I was doing this interview with someone from Paris. And this person, we were talking about Michael Jackson, and I was just had this feeling. I just thought about, my God, Michael Jackson. So yeah, I think I would meet him just for the reason why I think he went through a lot in his life. He was like a unique person. Like I think that I've never seen anyone like him before in my life. And I think he, of course, he wasn't perfect. He had his troubles in life and everything. But I think I would, if I could spend some time with him, just to kind of try to understand, this magic of, this when he was dancing, performing. It just was like beautiful to see. At the same time as well, I'd like to see this fragile person, behind the cameras, behind the scene, how he would manage, how he could share so much of his life. He grew up in the spotlight, and how he would be able to share that, to explain that, how his aspects in life, how did he feel about being, in the spotlight like all his life. Yeah, I think I would say him, but I've got so many people, but just because it's right away, the first person who came to my mind was Michael Jackson, and yeah, good answer.
I love that answer. I think that's the perfect answer, yeah, because he was a troubled but extremely talented individual. So just to hear from your point of view and hear from his point of view, really his experience would be worthwhile, because media can twist. And if you're on camera, your answers may not be the same as if they weren't. So if you guys spend the day and just really get a genuine response, it would be intriguing to see what you would say. Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely. I would like just to be around him, without any camera, anything, just for him to be himself, and for me to get this, this vibe, or this kind of this unique person, that he left his mark in the world, and just to see, a little bit, just to get to see a little bit him behind this spotlight, just to have a little bit of understanding, yeah, that will be my answer to you. Colin, did you have a good time?
I had an amazing time. I'm like so glad. I feel like I was just on the movie Miss Congeniality or like Miss America. Like, what are your questions?
Don't worry. Now in the end, you go like the Queen. You go like this in the end. Okay, bye bye. Colin, it was a pleasure connecting with you. Thanks so much for the interview. Thanks so much for being so open. And so, as I said to you a few minutes ago, you are so easy answering questions, and you're transparent as well. You're just like, as you see, I can see here, I don't know you, but I can see, you know, that you are transparent and you are yourself. And I think that's what life is about, just being ourselves. I think that's what I like the most. And before you go, if you don't mind to share a positive quote, a positive message, something that inspires you in life.
I would say pretty much as a combination of everything that I've learned and come to understand is you have to be true to yourself. You have to be true to those around you. Everything you do should be and should stem from the love you have for yourself and others. So just make sure that any choices that you make, you play it forward and see how it would affect you and anybody else moving forward to make sure that the best result will definitely happen.
Very good. Love it. Very good.
I definitely will. Thank you.
Colin, all the best. Okay, enjoy your day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.